What is happening? My name is Brian Lennington. I'm the lead specialist here at Scalp Design, and I'm just really excited because it tells me one of two things. You're either curious or you're ready. If you're curious, maybe you're just wondering, what is scalp micropigmentation? What all goes into the procedure? What kind of equipment is used? How long does it take? How much does it cost? Am I even a candidate? And our big goal through our social media and through our website is to just answer all those questions. So when it comes time to make the jump, you feel completely confident that you're making the right choice. But maybe you've already done that. Maybe you've already done that homework. You already have your hairline sort of picked out. You can see it in your mind. Maybe you've looked all over the internet and you've just seen the thousands of transformations that are out there. You've seen the power of S&P when teamed up with the right artist. You've just seen what's possible. I've seen what's possible, and it's changed my life. I just feel so happy. It's made me feel so good, and I just can't wait to share that feeling with you. What is happening? It's Brian with Scalp Design, and we're asking the big question, what is scalp micropigmentation? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'll hit you with the bullet points first. S&P is the only 100% effective solution for hair loss. So we're not like sort of wishing upon a star for our hair to grow back. Like, this is powerful stuff. It will work. The results are immediate. Like, we know, we see it. The day you walk out of the session, you'll be like, especially the first session, you'll see it. Second session, it's a transformation. So it's immediate results, and it's non-invasive. There's no crazy surgeries. There's no missing work for weeks or months at a time. You can go back to work the same day. Like, there'll be a little bit of redness, like for 24 hours, 48 hours of some redness, but then after that, you're back to 100%, and it's cost effective. So you're not spending $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 on this crazy transplant that may or may not even work. This is going to work. It's powerful. It's S&P, and it's changed my life. So that's sort of the bullet points, but kind of bring it down to earth a little bit. What is it really like? So for me, if you're like me, you're losing your hair, you have this pretty cringy, huge bald spot, like that U-shaped bald spot, or maybe you're completely bald, and your confidence is down, and you're just not the person that you used to be, whether you're hanging out with friends or in public or with family or wherever. It's a feeling, and if you know, you know. And what would be way better than that is to have the look of sort of a buzzed cut, right? So you don't have that crazy U-shaped hair loss line like this. It looks like you have hair, but really it's just an illusion. So it's just the look of a hairline. We're not actually growing hair back. We're just giving it sort of a look. So how do we get there? So we use a small handheld machine, and we use this special pigment, this carbon-based pigment, and we match the color of your current hair, the hair that you already have. We find that exact tone, and we copy it, and then we place thousands, maybe tens of thousands of tiny micro impressions into your scalp. We'll put a bunch in the first session, then we add more on the second session, and we add even more. So we've got the color of your natural hair, and then we're building up this texture to where it looks like you have hair. You don't. You're not growing hair, but not even from a distance, for up close, it just looks like hair that doesn't grow. And for me, that's been way better than being bald, way better than the cringy U-shaped bald spot. But yeah, that's scalp micropigmentation in a nutshell. There's way more to learn, but that's just sort of the general idea. So what is happening? It's Brian with Scalp Design. And I want to talk about the hairline. I want to talk about that perfect shape that you sort of see in your mind that maybe you used to have, that you want to have. And it's this really cool moment where we get to collaborate, and we get to, for me, like, this is one of the biggest artistic moments, is because we're going to shape your face and make it as strong looking as it can be. So really, really cool. Before we do that, we really we'll do this in our consultation. We find a few points. We find the center point is the center point, right? Imagine cutting your face sort of right into this perfect, right with your nose. We're gonna find the center point. We're gonna find exactly where that would be, right on the sort of top of your forehead here. So we're gonna find the center point. We're gonna find the two temporal points, which you can imagine sort of the corners. That's where the corners of the hairline are gonna be. And then we'll find these profile points, and that's where we would sort of curve back to the sideburn area, sort of in front of the ear. So once we find those points, we'll sort of draw them on your face, and then we can start sort of sculpting your new look. That's really exciting. But the first one, some call it like the shape up or the edge up. You could call it the straight edge, but really it's like the barber's edge. Like this is what you would get if you go to a really talented barber, and it's that really geometric. I'll throw some pictures up. The really geometric, very angular, not organic. It's like very sharp, extremely sharp, very youthful, very cool. And we're gonna get that by finding the center point, and we're gonna find the temporal points, and we're gonna just do a perfect straight edge, which I've, just so many incredible barbers out there that I've been studying that this is what they do, and they're just so good at it. And it's just like, I love watching people love what they do. Like, do you ever just get inspired by someone like that's in their element? Like, I've just been following barbers, like, because I want to know everything about this, and I just get inspired by it because, like, this is their life. Like, they're professionals. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. I'm getting inspired by professionals, and so watch these incredible barbers, this perfectly straight edge, and then it goes to the temporal point. It's about like a 70-degree angle. We're gonna right down to the profile point, kind of towards the fold of the eye, but again, flawlessly. It's naturally flawless. So we're gonna sort of replicate that exact look that you get at a barber for the straight edge hairline, the barber's edge, the edge up. It's a vibe, you know what I mean? And I've just been, because for me, I couldn't pull it off, but I've got friends, I've got buddies that are like, they're ready for it. And I can't wait to give that to them permanently. Like, cause just like me, like you start receding and you start losing just that edginess of your look. And to think that scalp micropigmentation is honestly perfect for that look. Like it's like there's zero compromise. You just have that, you wake up and it's there, boom. You've got it. You've got that vibe back. And for me, that's exciting. Then it gets a little more natural. So then we have a rounded, let's call it a rounded natural. So we'll take that same center point and the same two temporal points, but maybe we'll bring up the temporal points just a little bit. So that way we can create sort of just a little bit of a U shape, a little bit of a round, and we'll make the corners nice and organic and round. What we're really trying to do here is to recreate rather, the natural hairline that you've had growing up when you were younger, to bring that back. So maybe everyone's head's differently, so we'll customize it. We'll make it fit the profile of your face perfectly. But our goal with the rounded natural is to make it as natural as possible, to make it look just like you just buzz your hair and it's just the way it's always been. No one knows. That's what I love. Like, you can't tell. It's indistinguishable. And that's the rounded hair, the rounded natural hairline. And then the one that I sort of got, which mine's round, but I like to think the third one would be sort of like the slightly receded. So as you get older, it's something to think about. We talk about keeping your age in mind, keeping your profession. As we get older, a lot of us will start to recede, some more than others. If you feel me, you feel me. But what will be cool about this third hairline, the slightly receded, is that it gives us a cool opportunity to do a little bit of a dip and start create more of like a V-shaped angle. And we're sort of just hinting at that look of your kind of receding, which actually can sell S&P even more because you're showing like, no, this is a natural process. But for me, I mean, I was way back here. Oh, I hated it. And I was gone, like, but poof, it's like this magic trick. So the magic of S&P, write that down. But yeah, so this is the slightly receded. We have more of a V-shaped angle. We're curving in just as natural as possible. But we're all different. We all want different things. It's cool to get inspired by like, Hollywood people or S&P jobs that you see on the internet. Feel free to send us those reference images. Show us exactly what you're looking for, and we can just sit down and take our time. This is an art form, and we get to collaborate together and create your whole new look, and that makes me excited. So those are the three main hairlines. Again, they change for everybody. We can make something completely custom for you, and we'll talk about it. What is happening? It's Brian with Indie Scalp Design. And I just want to sort of give a little personal backstory as far as how I got into the S&P world. I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I must have been searching on YouTube, just different hair loss techniques, like what solutions are out there. I was just curious. I had a feeling that as we went into the future that there would be different ways that may come about that I just couldn't imagine yet. But sure enough, I mean, I was losing my hair for like the past 10 years, 15 years. But I think I was just slowly getting more and more serious. I was like, all right, I probably should find something, or curious what's out there. And yeah, sure enough, out in Europe, I found this Da Vinci clinic. I was like, that was my first sort of like look at, oh wow, I see if you just kind of build this texture into the scalp, you could fake a hairline. I was like, that's kind of cool. But I waited a year, 2 more, and I was like, man, I probably should get that done. I probably can't go to Europe, but let's check back in. So I think I jumped back into the YouTube rabbit hole, and it turns out there's a company, which I'll talk about in my mentors shout out. There's companies that came from Europe and brought it to the United States. And I was like, man, now it's kind of more possible. Maybe I should start saving up. So I was here in Indianapolis. I was working at a restaurant. I was like bartending, just trying to save money. I was like, because I don't know, I'm always in the public eye, always being seen. And again, you're losing your hair and you just feel more and more less confident, or less and less confident. And I was just like, all right, I'm going to save, a couple $1,000s, whatever. I don't care how much it's going to cost. It's worth it. I was like, I'm just going to figure it out. I'm going to go to the best. And then almost right when I had enough money saved up, that's when COVID hit. And if you were working in the service industry, you just get this COVID phone call, hey, don't come into work. We're not open. And I was like, wow, okay. So I was literally in this room. I was just staring out the window, sort of the Indianapolis skyline. I was just kind of thinking to myself, what am I going to do for work? I had that money saved up, and I was like, I still want to get that procedure done. Is that even possible? And then it just sort of hit me. I was like, it was like a light bulb. I was like, I could learn how to do that. And not in a way that, like, in a half-hearted way. I had so much time, and I was just so focused. I was like, if I'm going to learn a new technique, a whole new set of skills, I would have to do it the right way. I would want to learn from the best in the world. So the people that were in Europe, the people that were in New York, I want to learn from them. I want to bring their techniques, and I want to become one of the best S&P artists in the world as well. Not just for my sake, but I want to bring it home to Indiana, so people don't have to travel, across the country or across the world to get this unbelievable procedure that's cost-effective and game-changing. Totally game-changing. I want to bring that to my hometown. So that's exactly what I did. Again, I'll tell about exactly my mentors. But I wanted to learn from the best in the world. I wanted to bring it to Indianapolis. And a big thing for me as well, I wanted to be S&P focused. I only wanted to do scalp micropigmentation because I figured there's other bigger sort of corporate hair loss companies that would do it here in Indy. But is it just an afterthought for them? Like, I don't want some person to be like, kind of knows how to do it on the side. Like, if I'm going to get it done, I want to have a face with the name, sort of like a barbershop, right? Like where you can go in, you can meet the person. And so anyways, long story short, that's exactly what I'm doing. I want you to come see it. I want you to check it out. I want you to know who I've learned from. I want you to know the techniques that I've sort of built up. It's been over a year and a half. I've been researching it for 4 or 5 years, been hard in training and getting certified through the best in the world, bringing it home. And that's been a full year and a half since that time. I was staring out the window, and I'm just so excited because now I'm ready. Now I get to share it. Now I get to just sort of spread that feeling and just boost confidence in anyone that's ready. So that's sort of the backstory. Yeah, learning from the best in the world. S&P only. This is our specialty. This is our focus. This is all that we do, and we're in town. Like you can come say hi. So throw us a DM, throw us a text, come say hey. What is happening? It's Brian with Indie Scalp Design, and I want to talk about my mentors. I want to talk about the greatest S&P artists on the planet today, and how I've somehow been able to just learn from them, to absorb their knowledge, and how they've taught me the perfect way to deliver an S&P procedure, and how to deliver flawless results, and how they've shown me it's just possible. And that's crazy exciting. Again, it started, I want to say it was the Da Vinci clinic in Europe. That was my first sort of look at S&P, and I was like, wow. Not only like is it effective, but like it's an art form. I was inspired. I was like, that's beautiful, And I've been an artist my whole life. I was like, I was just really excited. But again, I can't go to Europe to get this done. There's no way, I thought to myself at the time. But turns out someone already did. A guy named Matt Aiulo from Scalp Micro USA. He, from my understanding, he got his procedures done in Europe. That's where he started. Got trained out there and brought it to the United States. He's based out of New York. So then it was like, okay, so that's one step closer. I was like, I could go to New York. I could get it done. Yeah, that just it's a lot more realistic, right? So Scalp Micro USA. I've probably watched every single video that they've posted on YouTube. I've talked to them online, asked them random questions. I've dabbled in their hairline. I've always been really inspired by their hairlines and how just like smooth and perfect they are. We'll talk about hairlines in the next video. But yeah, so Scalp Micro USA, check out their page. They have hundreds or thousands of just amazing results. But then I found another character named Picasso Jeff, and I was like on the hunt for the perfect pieces of equipment and gear for flawless S&P. And there's these FYT needles. They're specialized for S&P. And this guy named Picasso Jeff, or at least that's how I sort of got down that rabbit hole. Turns out I just find this like Hollywood. He's one of like the Hollywood icons of S&P. And I was like, what? This guy seems like a big deal. I was like, maybe I should learn from him. So that's exactly what I did. I took his whole. I got certified under his whole Leaders Academy. So I went through the entire Leaders Academy. I got certified. It's on the wall in the studio. And check out Picasso Jeff. Check out his incredible results on his website and social media. It's wild. And then I found another character named AZ Scalp Doctor. He's out in Arizona. Shout out AZ Scalp Doctor. I mean, this guy not only does he have like flawless procedures, but he kind of brought this like swagger. He brought how this culture to the idea of scalp micropigmentation. He kind of showed me. I was like, man, this is a vibe, and it matters as far as like we all grew up in different neighborhoods. I need to know. I need to have like my finger on the pulse of culture, and like the music that we listen to matters, or the styling matters. Like the style I have may not be what everyone wants. I need to know all styles. I need to know what gives them life. Why do they go for those angles? Why is that so cool? Now I know. AZ Scalp Doctor showed me the light. Another killer friend, Scalp Solutions, David Santiago with the Scalp Solutions podcast. Again, I believe he's based out of New York as well. Incredible dude, has helped so much. Again, I listened to every single podcast just to absorb his personality, to absorb his stories of how he started his business and what I should expect, and how there's gonna be wins and there's gonna be losses, and how to stay true to the course, and again, just another example of just the possibilities of S&P and how it can just change people's lives. So that's just a small list. There's a million more out there. There's a huge world of S&P. I encourage you to go to these guys' websites. I'll put links on this video. Go to their websites. Look at their work. Look how perfect it is. These are the people I've learned from. These are the people that have inspired me to be the best that I can be. They've been my mentors, and I just want to say shout out to all these guys. But yeah, again, this is Brian from Indie Scalp Design. Talk to you soon.
Before, after. What you are about to witness is a state-of-the-art hair tattoo from Indie Scalp Design called Scalp Micropigmentation. Tens of thousands of tiny micro-impressions are placed into the scalp to create the look of natural hair stubble. Before, after. Before, after. Go from bald to buzz cut in just a few sessions. Book your free consultation now at indiescalpdesign.com.